Hey guys, it's Cam for Investors Underground. Welcome to lesson 8 of 8 in our beginner's trading guide. If you've landed on this video and you haven't seen the previous 7 ones, I'd really recommend going back to the start and watching it from there, as that's the way this course has been designed and you're going to get the most out of it if you do it that way. If you haven't already done so, I'd really recommend going ahead and subscribing to the Investors Underground YouTube channel. It's free and all you need to do is click 2 buttons. And that just means that you're going to get some kind of alert every time I put out a new video, so you don't have to go searching for it all the time. I know that you've all been waiting a little longer than usual for me to put this last lesson out, so let's jump right into it and get started. Even if I say so myself, what a series. I've been really impressed with the amount of information that we've been able to cover in this, giving all you guys a great opportunity to get some kind of beginner's understanding as to what it means to be a trader and some of the basic terminology and setups and stuff like that. We really did get through a lot of stuff. You know, we talked about market terminology, bullish patterns, bearish patterns, software, hardware, brokers, scanning, and a bunch of other stuff in between. And I really appreciate all of the positive feedback we've been getting. You know, the series has generated a lot of goodwill from traders who are starting out and really don't know where to turn and are kind of lost in the hype that surrounds online trading and that kind of stuff that you see all over the internet. So I know I ask this every video and I kind of noticed that maybe 1 out of 10 of you guys do it for me, but do me a favor and hit the like button. What it does is it tells YouTube that my videos are good and people are enjoying them and it will help them rank, and when I see them doing well, it kind of motivates me to make more videos for you guys. And you can also comment if you like. I look through all the comments a couple of times every week and reply to them. So if you've got some questions and you don't feel like emailing me, drop a comment in the comment box below and I'll have a look at it and get back to you. And last but not least, if you're not subscribed, you should really do so. And if you feel like people on your social media might enjoy the videos as well, feel free to share them on there, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or, whatever people are using these days. So because I've been getting asked all the time, when am I putting out the next lesson and what's going on with the series, I thought I'd cover the future lesson schedule with you guys so that you got a bit of an understanding of where I'm at with it all. As I've said previously, my main focus is obviously trading and the Investors Underground community. That's where I probably spend 90% of my energy. The other 10% is spent helping out with things like Traders for a Cause, managing the Investors Underground team and staff members, and also putting out vids on YouTube. So the plan for the intermediate series is to spread out 8 videos during 2017. So there'll be approximately 1 every month and a half. And I know that's not going to entirely please a lot of you, but there is a way to fast track your education. And we've already created courses that I'll be talking a little bit later about in this lesson, but Nate and I have spent an enormous amount of time ensuring that all of the lessons that you guys need to have the right foundation to better your trading are included in the Investors Underground subscription service and the DVDs. As for the advanced series, I haven't really thought that far ahead, but I guess it'll be sometime in 2018. So, are you ready to trade? And one thing I do think is that new traders kind of misplace their enthusiasm about trading and want to start clicking buttons right away, whereas they should direct that enthusiasm to learning more about what they're trying to do. And while the beginner series was really good, it isn't a foundation of information that you need to know to be able to understand the markets and understand how to make money from them. It was a bit of an introduction or a taste as to the way that we do things at Investors Underground and the way that we kind of approach the markets, but you don't have the nuts and bolts or the foundation yet. So a lot of you guys have been in a situation where you've got a little money set aside to open up an account, but you've really got one chance at this. I don't want to see you guys mess it up, especially due to lack of experience. You guys worked hard for that money. Don't smoke it all up by blowing up an account because you don't know what you're doing. And a lot of people say to me, hey Cam, once I make a little bit of money in the market, I'll invest in my education. And I've got a bit of an analogy for that. trying to use trading profits to pay for trading education is kind of like trying to use PGA winning money to pay for golf lessons. It's never going to happen. So this might be a little bit of tough love, but you guys aren't ready to open an account and start trading yet. So that really begs the question, well, what now? The first thing is, don't become a statistic. You know how they say 90% of traders fail? That's going to be you guys if you're not taking the right steps. And sometimes it's really hard to know what those steps need to be. And that's why you need to reach out and create a support network around yourself of people who have done it before, understand where you are, and understand where you need to be. The other thing is, don't trade a live account yet. Spend some time in a paper trading environment while you're still getting up to speed and getting settled into the trading world. Once you see some consistency, sure, you can open up a small account and start trading some very small size to get a little skin in the game. But before then, it really doesn't make any sense to have money on the line trying to do something that you're not yet good at. Another golfing analogy might be, while you're beginning at it, you'd go out onto the course and play with some friends in a less stressful environment rather than going out and trying to bet $1,000 a hole and be totally stressed out every time you hit it in the sand. So how can you better prepare yourself to come to the markets knowing what to expect? Well, it's time to get serious about furthering your education. I'm not talking about books or university. I'm talking about finding high quality information and educators and continuing down your learning path with them. Everyone learns in different ways, and some people might like to read blog posts, some people like to watch videos, some people like to watch the market and chart patterns and get that full immersion and experience. What I believe is a combination of all of those things will make you a much more well-rounded learner. Looking at historic chart patterns, watching chart patterns unfold in real time, listening to recaps from traders with a lot more experience than you. But the key to all of this is it has to be high quality information, and sometimes filtering out the noise and the BS from the people who actually know what they're talking about can be pretty difficult. On the internet, you're going to find a ton of what I like to call chin strokers or armchair quarterbacks. These are people who are geniuses in hindsight. However, they're probably still living in their parents' basement, trading an $800 account, complaining about the pattern day trade rule. And this is a big problem because a lot of the time, these guys are the loudest guys in the room. And the people who are actually well respected in the trading community are usually a little more quiet and mature and keep to themselves a lot of the time. So you really need to look for seasoned and respected traders. So a trading community is the obvious place to be able to go to have access to large amounts of traders and be able to start a dialogue with some of them. So for me personally, whenever I'm trying to look for the right person to learn from, I basically go out and try and find someone who's in the exact position that I'd like to be in the future. So I'll look at a spectrum of different people with different experience and say, hey, these 5 people, they're in a position that I'd really like to be in. Let me see what I can learn from them. And there's a big knowledge gap and experience gap between, let's say, where you are and where you want to be. But the people have been through that whole process themselves before. So if you can align yourself with the right group or the right sets of people, they can walk you through the steps that they took to get them where they are today. So really the key is to look for people with expertise. And while looking to join a trading community, it's really important that you don't fall into a position where the community has maybe 1 or 2 teachers and then everyone else is trying to learn. And I understand that everyone has to start trading somewhere, but it's way better if you're in a community setting where the balance of skill is, more around 50-50, where, 50% of the people are experienced traders who have been doing it for a long time and make money doing it, and the other 50% are people who are trying to learn and get up to speed. Because otherwise, I guess you might fall into a situation where it can be the blind leading the blind. And, if you've got one guru at the top and they step out for a bit and everyone else is talking about what they're trading, there really isn't any quality control over the discussion at all. And I seem to see this on YouTube all the time. Someone will ask a question in the comments saying something like, hey, can I start trading with a small account? And someone will reply, yeah, it's easy. I made $2,000 trading with my $900 account on DRYS or some kind of crazy ticker. And to that, I'd kind of say someone who's trading a small account probably doesn't have a lot of trading experience. So I don't really think they're in a position to be giving advice, and I don't really think that people should be listening to them. And it's not just about the account size, but the account size kind of shows how long they've been in the game and whether they've been successful at it or not. And the last thing I've got on this slide is the difference between an alert service and a trading community. So by this stage in the beginner series, I really hope that you guys understand that in trading, the follow the leader principle will never ever work. If you're part of an alert service where you're getting, a buy and sell SMS to your phone or some kind of email, you'll never get the same feels as the person who's alerting them. You won't understand exactly why you're in the trade, so you may be sized incorrectly, you may not have the right time frame perspective on it, and it's something that I believe doesn't have any longevity in terms of developing you as a trader and helping you become independent and self-sufficient. I mean, apart from making tons of money, the whole reason that we choose the career of day trading is to be able to have that independence and be self-sufficient, and to give that all away to try and follow some kind of buy and sell alerts from someone else, that's crazy in my opinion. You really need to learn your own strengths and weaknesses as a trader, understand why you're making trades, focus on what you're good at, and try and learn from your mistakes to develop your own little niche within the trading world. So that's why I'm a big advocate of a trading community where people are sharing ideas and talking about why they're trading something and what they're looking at, so that you can absorb that information and see if it gels with your trading personality. So to stay well away from any kind of services that are sending you SMS alerts or emails for buys and sells, or promising you that you can trade with great ease from your iPhone while giving it half of your attention or less. All of that is not a representation of reality. Which kind of leads in well to my next slide, which is what to watch out for when looking to join some kind of trading community or service. So the first thing I'm going to touch on here is don't fall into the trap of the number of get-rich-quick schemes that seem to be popping up everywhere about trading. Whether these are automated trading robots, whether it's someone who promotes their lifestyle, cash, travel, fast cars, all that kind of stuff, before they actually promote anything about trading or give any lessons or substance on the matter. That whole vibe is just really one big distraction, and you're not going to do yourself any favors by buying into any of that. I expect by now in the series you understand the importance of liquidity, and you would understand why any kind of service that deals in low float or small caps or penny stocks will run the risk of you running into issues executing trades and getting in and out of your positions. But most critically, if the guru who's entering the stock ends up moving the market because there's no real volume around these tickers, it's a situation that we really don't agree with at Investors Underground. Because if it's a buy, alert, move the market and sell kind of thing, not only are you not teaching your subscribers anything, but you're also kind of lining your pocket with their losses. Another thing to watch out for is people who celebrate wins a little too loudly. And it's great to make money and it's okay to post wins and be happy about it. But if the wins are always loud and the losses are always quiet, you're not getting a very fair or true representation of the ups and downs of trading. And the last point here is trading is not an easy thing to do. And people who are promising 90% win rates or higher, people who are talking about 50 green days in a row, it gives the illusion that this is something that you can start doing easily and become a multi-millionaire. Anyone who's traded for any amount of time knows that that isn't true, and I'm just trying to throw a little bit of balance out there to even out all the hype that you're going to see online. So it's probably no surprise to you all which service I think is the best to be trading at. When I wanted to learn how to trade around 6 or 7 years ago, I was in the same position as all of you guys, looking for a service to call home and learn as much as I could from. It was just by chance that I stumbled across Investors Underground, signed up, and moved up the ranks pretty quickly, learnt my own trading style, and I guess the rest is history. But I really think Investors Underground is the best for a few key reasons. You get to learn from some of the best retail traders in the world. I can safely say that no other trading community has such a high caliber of traders as Investors Underground. And those are the traders that are observing the market on their own trading terminals, on their own computers, watching what's moving and talking about what they're trading. Those are the traders that you can double click on their name and PM them in chat. And they're also the traders that contribute with video webinars where they go over chart examples with, audio and screen share to answer members' questions in the most effective and efficient way. So the place where all new traders should start is the first IU trading course, Textbook Trading. And this is a kind of theoretical classroom style trading course with examples that goes into the mechanics behind why the setups work and how to interpret them. The second IU trading course, Tandem Trader, is made up all of live trading examples where you get to watch the action tick for tick with Nate's commentary and him executing trades so that you can learn from the things he does right and also learn from his mistakes as well. These two courses are the foundation of information that you need to know to really be coming into the Investors Underground community. That's kind of assumed knowledge. The next piece towards your trading education is to come into the Investors Underground community and immerse yourself in the content. Every day, Nate does scans that he puts out at around 6 or 7 p.m. Eastern Time, recapping the trading day just past and talking about what he's looking to be trading the next trading day. The following morning, we get up early and chat, around 7:30 or 8 a.m. Eastern Time, pull the scans back up, check out which tickers are moving and which are setting up in the right kind of patterns, and we start to look to execute trades based on our plan that we made the night before. Whenever people make trades, they share their ideas in the Investors Underground chat room, so as you're learning, you can have your own charts open, watching the price action and monitoring the commentary to get that real-world kind of tangible experience that you need to get under your belt to understand the markets. Probably one of the features that we get the best feedback about is the variety of webinars that we host with all of our different moderators. What we've done really well at Investors Underground is leverage the knowledge and the different experiences of all the different traders to give our members a whole heap of different market perspectives and teaching styles from all of our moderators. We do momentum day trading webinars with Nate, AT09, Emil. We do swing trading webinars with Michelle, aka Offshore Hunter. We do OTC webinars with Cody, Odd Stock Trader. You get exposure to all these different trading styles as part of one subscription. So if the OTC market's hot, you're going to know how to trade it. And when it dies down, you're not going to rely on it as your only source of income. If the market's really choppy and short-term day trading is grinding you out a little, you might be looking to spend a little more time in the trades and study up on some swing trading webinars. There's no other trading service out there that can offer you such a comprehensive, holistic view of the market the way that we can. So if you've enjoyed the content in the beginner series and you gel with the way that we teach and find it easy to understand and feel as though you'd like to learn more, then I think you're going to get a lot of value out of the Investors Underground courses and the service. I'm going to roughly guess that this course covers maybe 5% of the stuff that we cover at Investors Underground, and the other 95% is really waiting for you when you get signed up and get started. And the last point to hear is a little bit of an in-joke that we have at Investors Underground. Everyone finds the trading world through different means, whether it's through some flashy marketing online or whether their next door neighbor told them to get into a stock and they got burnt on it and ended up doing some research and stumbled across a blog post that we put out, or if you came across some YouTube video where you heard Nate talking about an ABCD chart setup. All roads lead to Investors Underground, and while everyone may not start trading with us, they're going to end up trading with us at some stage. So what's the best way to get started? I've set up some exclusive discounts for the people who've made it all the way through this series. You can click on this box here or go to www.investorsunderground.com/YouTube and it'll take you to a page where there are great deals on bundles so that you can get started with both of the DVDs and a subscription at the same time and save a considerable amount of money by getting an all-inclusive deal. This is really the next step for all of you after watching this series, and if you're going to get serious about trading and looking to take it to the next level, we provide all the tools so that you can do so. So last but not least, if you want to get in contact with me, email's the way to do it. I read everything that you send through and I reply to all my own emails personally. Hit me up. It's cam@investorsunderground.com. If you've got any questions about anything that you watched in this series, or if you want to chat a little bit about your personal trading situation, I'm here to listen, and drop me a note and I'll usually get back to you within around a day. So that just about wraps things up. It's been a hell of a journey, lots and lots of work, but I really think it was worth it, and I'm really happy with the end result of this series. I can't wait to see you all in the Investors Underground community. Once you're on board, drop me a note in chat. I'm looking forward to meeting you all.